So 3-0 win away from home. The away form seems to continue, but you must be happy with that, and particularly the second half performance.
Yeah, I mean, we were good. We played well. Listen, it's my sort of pre-match talk. It's been a strange week a little bit. You know what I mean? We've lost our captain. Our skipper's gone. And my talk before the game was, I ain't surprised. Do you know what I mean? I'm not surprised because we got some good players, and I'm not surprised that some of them are coveted by others. And you saw some of that, evidence today. We've got lads, we've got pace, we've got some power. The lads that are coming in are doing really well. And when I sort of think back to the group that was in situ from last season, if you like, because we went sort of hell-bent trying to keep last year's squad together, and when I look at it now, there's hardly anyone left. Obviously lost Crano, Moose has gone. Obviously the 4 in the summer plus AJ and Gift, and there's a lot of lads gone out of the building, and we've had to almost completely reassemble a new squad. And believe me, it's not easy. It's not easy, especially when you're following last season's achievements. It's a tough ask. But I can't, even when we've lost games, I cannot point a finger at any of my boys and say, you ain't having a go. Because they're having a go. They're just on the day they weren't good enough. But let's be fair to them. They've been good enough more often than not this season. That's a hell of a lot of wins. I mean, our away form's ridiculous. I've never known out like it in teams I've been involved in. But at times we looked really spiteful today. We were getting in behind. We've got genuine pace out wide. Marv got hold of it up there and linked with Billy and George, who were supporting him and running past him from the 8 position, making them sort of third men runs. Cartel sort of putting fires out in front of the back four that came and dealt with a good side. They've got some good players. And again, I was speaking to Ricky, their manager, before the game, and he was saying that, they're getting bids in for their lads, and doesn't surprise you. But you have to say, this is not an easy place to come. It hasn't been for a lot of teams come and get unstuck here. So I thought it was a really, really professional effort. You
mentioned multiple individual performances there, but one I wanted to focus on, I suppose, was Callum Smith, the goalkeeper. Yeah. Obviously, it's a department very well about. It's probably the hardest position on the pitch. One mistake often costs you a goal. Yeah. But his kicking in particular, obviously it sets us on the attack and puts pressure on. But I just wanted your thoughts, mainly on today, but also since he's come in. Well,
listen, he's come into a completely new group. He hadn't played at Stratford for 2 or 3 weeks before he came to us, so he needs to get his match legs and eyes and hands back on a little bit. And since the Hales Owen game, which I think was his debut, since that game, I think he's gradually got better and better and better. Today, I said to him, makes a really big save down to his right in the first half, like claws it away from off the line and away for a corner. Ball's coming in the box from set plays, he's come in and getting involved, trying to punch or catch mostly, and did really well with that. And as you say, the kicking is a game changer. When you've got a lad who can smash it 80 yards, he can be a bit more accurate, and I'll chew his ear off about that, because sometimes he tries to kick it too hard. He doesn't need to. He's a big, powerful boy, and if you just put your leg through it, it'll fly. But he tries to force it. But listen, he's done really well, and today was certainly his best game in a Redditch shirt, yeah.
And then you brought on a couple from the bench, although they only maybe got 15, 20 minutes. They looked quite impressive. Javon did very well down the left. And then Jay got a couple of minutes, and like you mentioned before, lightning quick, and we got to see a little bit about that today. Yeah. But that squad depth now seems to have gone up a level.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, when you look at the injuries, obviously Ross Evans is back training with us now. I think he was trying to get a dual reg today, maybe, and get a game under his belt. So he's sort of filtering back into training. Will Harris had his cruciate operation on Monday. I spoke to Will on Wednesday. And he's in positive frame of mind. We won't see him this season, but it's nice to talk to him. Wowzers. It's nice to talk to him. So we have got 1 or 2 good players missing as well. And obviously Aram, who's slowly but surely chipping away at the coalface and coming back hopefully sometime in the new year. You throw him into the mix, what a good player he is. So, listen, I'm proud of all of them. I know, listen, I know everyone's got an opinion, and quite rightly so, that's what football's all about. But and I said to you after the Telford game, there's every single body in that dressing room is having a right go for this football club, because if they're not, then I will see straight through it, and that'll be them done with us. But when I see that, if we'd have lost today, I couldn't have gone in and dug them out, because they've run a real shift, all of them. As you say, Jav and Jay came on later on. Jay's only 17. I mean, listen, I think he had a Happy Meal pre-match. I was saying to him, what do you have pre-match? It's a candy floss or something. But him and Jav's more experienced at this level. Jav's played at Barwell, Mikolova. You know, he's got pace as well, powerful boy. So they just come in, you know, adds a bit of pressure on JJ and Jaden to perform, gives us an option to change off the bench, and if they've run their race. I mean, Jono's run himself into the ground, he gets back in there. Pre-season, I was trying to get him and Jaden back into pockets when we haven't got the ball. Now they're doing it, you know, and that's for the team. You know, I know they want to go that way and score, but you got to do that. Got to do that for us the other way, and they're doing that now. Hence, you know, defensively, it allows us to be a bit more solid, and then when the ball breaks, they can pick it up and do what they do, run at people and cause problems for the opposition. So, yeah, I'm really pleased and proud with all of them. Thank the support again that came down, to a decent following again. You know, they follow us far and wide, so, and we really appreciate their support. So it's been a good day all round.
Lastly, a week's break before we head to the league leaders. They've got 2 games in hand, but they're still top. About to kick off in their FA Cup game as well.
Yeah.
Do you see that game, I guess, sort of as a free hit going into that game?
It's got to be in it. I mean, this results took a little bit of pressure off that, because, yeah, listen, I spoke to Ricky. They played them a few weeks ago, and Kettering, he said they were outstanding on the day. He said they're going to be a real problem for a lot of teams. I mean, when you see the embarrassment of riches that they've got up, especially at the top end of the pitch, it's quite frightening, really, because these lads are miles better than this level. So, yeah, I've got to obviously have a little think about how we shape up down there, because one thing you do not want to do is, you know, go gung-ho and go toe-to-toe with a team as good as that. And listen, they're doing a great job, because it's all right having money, but you've got to spend it wisely, and they clearly are, because they're a massive threat. So we'll see. I'll have a little think about it. We'll train on Monday, and then train again on Thursday, and look forward to it. Listen, we'll go there with no real pressure on us and give it a little go. So, yeah.
So a 3-0 win, a clean sheet for yourself and the defence in front of you. What were your thoughts on the team's performance today?
To be fair, I thought we was top from start to end. We dealt with set pieces well. I think, other than the set pieces, we only had 1 shot on goal in the first half. I feel like we won headers, battled it out, bodies on the line, and kept a clean sheet away from home. Good win.
So you've not long come into the side.
Yeah.
How challenging is it from your perspective to come in, especially for a goalkeeping spot when there's only one?
Yeah.
How challenging is it to come in and obviously play your game and get comfortable?
To be fair, I think comfortability takes a few games. It's tough. Obviously, different environment. When I was at Stratford, it was all grass, so I had to obviously get used to the Astro, get used to the lads. But I feel settled now. I felt good out there today, so long may it continue.
And how important are clean sheets, especially? They stuck it on us probably for the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think it's massive, to be fair. If we keep a clean sheet, it gives the forwards the opportunities to win us the games. 1 goal, 2 goals, or 3 goals like today. Reflects the team well, so happy days. Good for the morale, so happy days.
And then just to touch on the bit at the end, obviously going over and clapping the travelling support.
Yeah.
They got behind you today, especially, and seemed to get a lot of praise, particularly today.
Yeah, the fans are top, to be fair. Like, they're singing their hearts out. They come in the numbers even today. It's a fair few hours away. Still look over and you can still see quite a lot of them. And, you know, they're great for us lads. It's like the 12th man, essentially. It helps us kick on, and then obviously when the lads score, they love going celebrating with them. So happy days.